Hey, this is Prometheus, Full Game Prometheus. I'm the only YouTuber out there that actually posts full games of all the schemes that I build out and post online. So you're going to see some tips and strategies, and you're going to see full games as my opponents adjust to it and the mistakes I make and some of the great plays I make with the scheme. So I'm going to go ahead and break down to you basically a 34 defense. This is going to be out of the Jets playbook, and this is going to be the playbook that I actually pulled in Draft Champions. I'm going to break down 3 different formations for you. These are formations that I found some different breakdowns online on YouTube. I'm just going to collaborate and put them all together. Some of them are sourced and some of them are not going to be sourced. So first and foremost, the 34 over basically has a great blitz concept in it, and it's actually the sting pinch zone in particular, and then one of the audibles is going to be the sting pinch, which is going to be a man audible. So it's nice to be able to hit my opponent with that nice A gap pressure right up in the middle. It's going to get your opponent off their game. The other blitz is going to be out of the solid, and this is a really good base blitz. It's the trio sky zone. You get good edge pressure off of either edge depending on where you want to send it. And since it's basically a uniform blitz, you can go ahead and go from different sides and not give a tell to your opponent. The other blitz we're going to take a look at is going to be out of the nickel, 3-3 wide, and this is a nice little blitz scheme. We got a man version and a zones version of it. This is 3 SAM strong safety blitz and 1 SAM strong safety blitz. This is actually a very easy, effective blitz to set up. I picked this up from a YouTube channel, DMoney, and this is one of the blitzes that I like. So I like things that I can set up fairly quickly. And the final blitz we're going to take a look at is going to be out of the 4-4 split. I might call a cover 3 match or basically a LB fire, but the blitz is going to be out of the cover 2 invert, and this is a blitz actually I picked up from the Madden School. These guys roll out a lot of good tips, but this is going to be a fast blitz you can set up. So if you guys are new with my channel, I show you defensive tips and how to set up fast, easy pressure, not complicated blitzes, because complicated blitzes will actually go ahead and get you some serious trouble in the game. So let's go ahead and go into the 34 over sting blitz and show you how this works and how this is set up. Now this particular blitz, the sting pinch zone, is going to be the base blitz I'm going to call. This is going to be the base play that I'm going to call out of this formation because I want to have pressure is going to set up on my opponent. Now I'm going to list the steps and instructions in the notes, so don't ask for repeated. Just look into the notes section. You'll be able to go and see the steps and how this is broken down. But I'm going to show you how fast it is to set up the blitz with this coverage. So basically the first thing we're going to do is we're going to base a line. We're going to spread our defensive line out, and then we're going to QB contain like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and manually use this defender right here. Optionally, I can go ahead and bluff blitz, but you always want to keep them off the left tackle so you can get better pressure. And one of the things you can do too is you can go ahead and hold your left bumper to go ahead and get that blitz animation. But what's going to happen is that you're going to get some crazy heat on the inside against your opponent, forcing him to actually block 6. So let's go ahead and take a look at this in instant replay. All right, so once again, you've got basically a gap pressure, very fast, easy to develop, and basically going to be sending 5 people. I don't have to necessarily put this one defender right here into a bluff blitz, which is this guy right here. I don't have to put him in a bluff blitz, but the pressure comes right down here. And if you got a fast inside middle linebacker, that's going to basically catch your opponent off. Now, what is the weaknesses of this blitz? Well, you don't have any flat protection. You've got guys coming down to the curls. That actually would take any kind of inside reads, but you don't have any kind of protection on the outside. Now, what's great about the 34 over sting pinch blitz is that there's a man version that you can jump into, show the same look to your opponent, but this time you're going to have defenders that are going to follow guys out to actually take away those flat routes. So let's go ahead and jump into that real quick. So in the audibles, sting pinch, and this is man. It's a man version of it. We're going to go ahead and base a line. We're going to spread our line out, and we're going to show blitz. And then basically what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and use this guy. And just a pro tip too with this, hold your L1 button or your left bumper button, and basically it's going to take you to the man person. But once again you get that blitz, but this time we're actually going to be taking away those flats if your opponent is going to go ahead and try to attack you with that. Well, because I've got this guy manned up on the running back, he's going to come down automatically. I also got this guy over here that's probably in the flats. defender actually comes out in the flats to go ahead and take that away. So that's what's great about this particular play, is that it's going to mess your opponent's reads up. They're going to go ahead and see the middles and the inside, and they're going to go, okay, I'm going to go ahead and attack the flats, and now you're going to have defenders out there. So easy to go ahead and adjust. This is a very good scheme to go ahead and use. I recommend, if you're using 34 over, use the sting pinch zone blitz as your base blitz. You might want to jump into zones and stuff like that. But let's go ahead and take a look at some edge pressure out of the 34 scheme. This is going to be out of the 34 solid. Very easy to set up. So it's out of the 34 solid, and it's a trio sky zone. And once again, this is a very easy setup to set the splits up. First thing you're going to do is you're going to base a line. You're going to spread your defensive line out and spread your linebackers out. So what's going to happen is you're going to get a look like this. Another thing you can do too is you can QB contain by hitting your left trigger and doing a QB contain like this. And the last step I like to do is I like to go ahead and take my safety and bluff blitz him off the edge. Now the key to this is actually getting him off the left tackle edge, or the opposite side where the pressure is going to go. But what's great about this blitz is that once again you're going to get a free release off the back side with the defender right there, where you get a free release on it. Now, one of the things with the trio sky zone is you can switch it and way you want to go. So it's very fast, easy global setups. You can go ahead and show like you got some run support, and hold that left button, and now you're going to get the pressure off the other side too, which is very, very great. So that's what's good about this particular blitz, is that it's something you can go ahead and call, maybe flip into the sting pinch, and then flip back into this if a guy's using no huddle against you. So you're either going to get pressure from this outside guy right here, or it's going to be this other guy that's going to go right through that B gap and is going to actually go ahead and get the sack against your opponent. So it's going to force him once again to block his 6 blocker. This will get picked up by a running back, but that's okay. If you're taking away his reads, you're taking away his defenders, it's just going to make it easier for you to play defense. All right, so the next blitzing concept we're going to take a look at is going to be 2 different plays. It's going to be out of the nickel 3-3-5 wide. This is actually blitz I picked up from a YouTube channel, DMoney. Actually, he releases defensive tips pretty much daily. So it's a good channel if you're looking for some different blitzing concepts to add to your scheme. So what's great about this particular blitz is that it's easy, fast to set up, and you know you've got some pressure with your free safety to go ahead and attack your opponent with. Now, I can do either 2 different versions of it. I can do the 3 SAM strong safety blitz, or I can do the 1 SAM strong safety blitz. The difference between the two is that one's a zone and one's a man coverage. Let's go ahead and show the zone coverage, and we'll go from there. All right, so with this guy, he actually rolls down, so there is a kind of a read. My adjustment is going to be the following. We go hit my left bumper and spread my defensive line, and I'm going to go ahead and hit my left bumper and slant him to the outside. That blitz is set. You're ready to go. It takes 2 steps to set this blitz up. Another thing I like to do too is I just want to preoccupy this outside tackle. So what I can do is I can go ahead and do another bluff blitz and hold my left trigger. But for the most part, this blitz is already set up, and you're going to get pressure from the outside screaming around with that actual defender right there. So it's a very easy blitz to set up. What's great about this blitz too is that the same concept, you can do a man version of it. Once again, you're going to go ahead and spread your defensive line, crash him to the left, and optionally, if you want to, you can go ahead and fake another blitzer out there, or you could just go ahead and play it. But this particular blitz, you get the same kind of pressure off the edge, and it's going to really force your opponent to make some massive. So if he starts trying to hit you with some different routes, you can go ahead and get that edge pressure. But what's great about it is that you can go ahead and just get some good pressure off the edge against your opponent. He's going to have to block a 6 blocker. That's going to put you in a situation where he's losing receiving options in a 3rd down situation. So it's a nice little base blitz to do. Plus, what you guys have your guys all spread out like this is just, it's a very good run defense. I've ran into people that ran a 3-3-5 wide scheme, and it's just not an easy defense to go ahead and run effectively against. So that's why I like to pull the other defender down here, so it gives me another defender to actually go ahead and protect against an outside run, or just defend against the gaps. Final formation we're going to take a look at this Jets playbook is going to be the 4-4 split. This is a phenomenal formation to use against your opponent if he's using a lot of running plays, such as stretch plays or trap plays, or any kind of plays where you're just getting abused by the run. And the primary reason is that you got 4 linebackers, 4 down linemen. So those guys are going to all block shed. That should be, you should have 60 plus block shed on the line. You should be 80 plus block shed. You're going to get some players. Now, what's great about this is going to be a blitz. It's going to be out of the cover 2 invert. Now, I picked up this tip tip from MaddenSchool.com. These guys actually been rolling out a lot of tips or paid subscriber service, but they do free tips, and this is a very easy setup. They set it up as a single blitz, a single edge blitz, but my preference is actually to go ahead and run this as a dual edge pressure. So it's basically 4 steps, but it's very easy to set up. All right, so basically what you're going to do is you're going to base a line. You're going to spread your linebackers out. You're going to spread your linebackers out. And all you're going to do is you're going to global blitz your outside linebacker and go over blitz your outside linebacker. So as you can see there, I hit the right bumper. I'm going to have a look like this. Now, the final thing I can do is if I really wanted to, I can go ahead and preoccupy this center by bluff blitzing, but this is really going to be more of a pressure just to go ahead and throw in if your opponent is basically trying to try to hit you with a fast pass from running. So once again, it's base and line. You're going to spread your linebackers out. You're going to blitz to the right and blitz to the left, and then you can go ahead and just give your opponent a bluff blitz right there, and hold your left trigger just to go ahead and let the computer think that you're actually getting a blitz by 4 players. And once again, voila, you got that pressure off the edge. So this is actually a good blitz to go ahead and jump into if your opponent is trying to go ahead and maybe they might want to hit you with play action or something like that. You're going to get pressure off the edges against him, and he's going to have a hard time running too. So you're going to get him out of his running scheme very quick because he's not going to have an answer. And if he jumps into no huddle, you've got a solution you can jump into. Now, conversely, you can go ahead and use some of the other plays right here. You can do a cover 3 or some of the other plays that you can jump into. So, guys, I hope you guys appreciate these tips. This is going to be basically some of the defensive schemes are going to be running on defense. I might jump into a nickel double A gap too, just to keep things interesting, and maybe quarters defense too in this jet scheme. So if you guys like defensive tips, let me know. Do a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and break down some more defensive schemes, but I don't do overly complicated blitzes. Yes, if they block a running back, they're probably going to stop it, but that's okay. That means they're losing receiving options, and if you know that they're blocking running backs, then that's fine. That's one less person you got to worry about. You got to let him make a play down the field, and that's going to put you in an optimal position. To my subscribers, thanks for